a man and a woman comes together and forms a baby, and regardless of whatever gender that baby is, you still possess both characteristics. For you to be compassionate, empathic, and creative, these are feminine qualities, and you need to tap into that feminine energy because creation and creativity is a feminine energy. But if you let go and turn off that feminine nature, you become half of who you're supposed to be. When you're supposed to be a whole being, and a whole person is someone that is actually in tune with their masculine and feminine energy. So ever since I began posting more on Snapchat, I tend to have some really interesting DMs like, bro, you're gay, like you don't like girls, we get it, blah, blah, blah. And first of all, I really don't care about what anyone says or think about me. I think this was something I went through when I was a teenager, and I spent a lot of years like healing from people's projection. So whatever anyone thinks about me doesn't bother me. I don't care at all. And I'm also not hiding anything from anybody. I am who I am. And also, I'm not a scientist, but I have to say that, this is common sense and common knowledge that when a baby is made, a man comes with the sperm and a woman comes with the egg, and then the baby is formed. And regardless of what gender that baby is or what gender you consider yourself to be, you possess both qualities of a man and a woman. But we've lived in such a society that has forced us to be strong and dominant and tough and hard that we let go that side of our feminine nature. And for example, for you to be compassionate, empathic, and creative, these are feminine qualities, and you need to tap into that feminine energy because creation and creativity is a feminine energy. So what happens when your society forces you to let go of all of that? You become half of who you're supposed to be. When you're supposed to be a whole being, and a whole person is someone that is actually in tune with their masculine and feminine energy. Because think about it, everything is energy. We are just the ones, we humans are the ones giving it name. It's all energy. And in this world that we live in, you need more than masculine energy because dominance and being hard and tough and strong sometimes doesn't solve anything. Sometimes you just need to be composed and compassionate and tap into that feminine energy to solve some sort of other problems. And I also have to say that women are also responsible for creating this toxicity in men because women tend to shame men for doing certain things. They call you zesty for actually getting a pedicure or having a skincare routine, or you see some girls say, oh, I'll never be with a guy that does this and does that. And I'm for a person that I don't give a shit what anyone thinks about me, but most men are not like that, unfortunately. What women say to men actually affect them deep down. Questioning a man's sexuality is kind of the worst thing you can do, and most men are so afraid of that. I don't care, I don't give a shit, but I know not a lot of people are like that, which is why I tend to love people that love me. I don't care if you're a man, I don't care if you're a woman, I don't care if you're a fucking animal. If you show me love, I'll show it back to you. It's just the law of nature. But I think when women are like, oh, I don't want my man to do this, oftentimes it also comes from a place of insecurity in themselves. Because if you think about a woman that doesn't have a good skincare routine or doesn't even do a pedicure as much as she should, and if she sees a guy doing that, it makes her feel insecure because she's like, ooh, it's like you're raising a mirror to her face, this is what you should be doing, but you're not doing it. And most people hate that. So it comes from a place of insecurity when they're like, oh, I don't want a man to do that, I don't want a man to do this. Who gives a shit? If you think about it, some women are actually very strong, and I would say some women tap into their male energy so well. And I'm not saying just physically strong, but also some women run the household. They're very driven, they're very determined, and all of these are masculine energy, but oftentimes we don't have problem with that. But when a man taps into his own feminine energy, that becomes a problem. And I think it's creating such a big problem in this society that a lot of men are letting go their true nature, their real authentic self. And I think it's time to let go of the label, because we don't want more of this. We've had a lot of this toxic masculine energy, and look at where it's led us as a society. I think we don't need more of that. We need men that are actually in tune with their feminine nature. And I'm not saying you have to go everywhere and be all feminine. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's okay. That's your choice. But you can tap into your masculine and feminine energy without necessarily being all over the place. Like it's just energy, right? You just embody it, and it's like right here. You don't have to do certain things. Like, if you decide to do it, that's your choice. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm saying a lot of men just associate feminine energy with the external and forget that feminine energy is actually internal. Like, you just need to embody it. And a lot of girls are like, oh, they want the man to be strong and tough, but at the same time they complain like, oh, my boyfriend is not in tune with his emotions, he doesn't care about my feelings. How could he care about your feelings when you force him to turn off his feminine energy, and now he's like all masculine, and there's no way you can tap into your compassionate and empathic nature on a masculine lane for you to be able to turn that on. You need to step into the feminine lane. So I would encourage a lot of women to please stop shaming men. Let them do whatever they want to do. And I'm saying this because a few days ago I went to the salon with my mom, and I saw this girl at the entrance, and she was so nice and smiling, and I smiled back. It was really casual. And the moment she saw that I was the one about to get my pedicure, like, how did you change? She was almost kind of like, why are you here? Like, what are you doing? And I don't give a shit. Like, I was there to get my pedicure. Like, I don't care. Like, if that makes you feel insecure, that is your problem. That is not mine. Go deal with whatever issue that is. But I'm here, and there's nothing wrong getting a pedicure. And I think this energy and this attitude towards men doing certain things is just, it's time for you to let it go. Like, that doesn't serve anybody. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shit on women, because I love and respect women. And I know there are a lot of women that actually also don't care. Like, they don't care if their boyfriend is getting his nails done, or has a skincare routine, or has a soft side. I just want to appreciate those kind of women, because I think you're letting men be their true self, and I think we need more of that. We don't have enough of it, because trust me, there are a lot of things that you need your boyfriend to do. If you want him to be empathic and in tune with your emotions, you need to let him tap into his feminine side. And I don't mean that in a way that it has to be external, but let him be free. Let him do whatever he wants to do, because stop judging him, based on doing certain things. I think that is something that our society created, because on a grand scale, it doesn't really matter. It's all energy. And like I said, a man and a woman comes together and forms a baby, and regardless of whatever gender that baby is, you still possess both characteristics. So let's just always remember that